Got some really cool postcards to show today. So today I'm going to show you a variety of postcards and talk about kind of one of the strategies I use. I collect one type of postcard, but for most postcards I just buy and sell. Oftentimes I'll do that in large lots. I bought a lot. This is just empty now, but that's what all of these came out of. Somewhere around 100 real photo postcards. I saw this pop up on eBay. I sorted through it real quick, and most of the pictures, as we'll see here, are cool, but they're not really anything super unique or special. They wanted $100. It was like $100 for 100 postcards. And towards the end, like one of the last pictures that they showed was this postcard. Now, if you're not familiar, real photo postcards that incorporate a large crescent moon, typically as a backdrop for a picture in the studio or at some sort of like gathering or dances or things. These things often sell for $75, $80 and up into the hundreds. And so I thought this was a little bit of a risk, but I thought, I wonder if I can buy this and sell the one postcard and make my money back. So that's what I did. I got this. I emptied them all. I pulled ones that I think were the most interesting ones that have standalone value. Those are here out of this whole stack. And then I took this one photo. These are going to go up individually. I'm going to try to sell these back as a lot. And I put this up. I started with $160. I had watchers immediately. I had a couple of offers. I went back and forth with the person. And within 48 hours, I sold this postcard for $120. And as you can see, it's just an older man and a child. This is probably a grandfather, or it could be a father, for sure. This is just a child with his hand on the moon there. And it's unposted. It says, it has some names or some information there. Washington Photo Studios. So this is probably and I don't know if that means Washington State, or I'm assuming it means Washington, D.C., but I don't know. So all that to say, I bought all of these for $100. I sell this within 2 days for $120, so I'm into profit so far. Now I'll show you these, which I plan on selling and putting up into one of our eBay stores this week. Modern Day Merchant is the name of the one that we use. For this type of stuff, paper ephemera and things. But anyhow, this one is a couple of gentlemen in military uniforms. And it says 1918. Adolf and A.L. Camp Hancock. And I don't know where Camp Hancock is, but I could look it up. That would be helpful for putting this up. 1918. That's great to see the information there, because I wouldn't have known otherwise. I like this one. It's sweet. It's just 3 children of varying ages. You got the little girl picking at her mouth or her nose, something. You got the boy with like a model, like a car or a train or something like that in his hands. And then the girl has, their pet dog. And it's just the sweet family out there with the picket fence. I think that's cute. I think that people will be interested in that. I found this one sort of odd. I bought them. You see some condition issues, but it says "My Mom." So one of these is whoever that person's mom is in here. You've got 4 women in various sort of strange outfits. They're clearly in a studio because they're sitting in chairs, and the backdrop is gigantic corn stalks. So it's just corn. Why is that the backdrop? You got me. But it's Shamokin, Pennsylvania. So I thought that was strange enough that it might draw somebody in. This is cool. It says Peggy's Cove. And it almost looks like it says NZ, as in New Zealand. But I don't know if that is or not. I need to look up what Peggy's Cove is or see where that is. Again, no information on it, but I figured because it's a named location, I could put this up. All of these will probably start, I'll probably start these off at auction at like, or even buy it now at like $19.99. Just see if somebody will pay 20 bucks for any of these. One or two will probably sell, and the others I'll have to lower over time. Here's one of these where they kind of have a cartoon thing going on that they would lay down when they were doing this stuff, kind of trick stuff in the darkroom. And then the head portion that would have been part of a photograph is put on there to make it look like a caricature. Franklin Herbert something Hoover. And that's who that guy is. Pretty cool. I thought this was very interesting as well. We've got a couple of siblings, sweet, but just this contraption, it's like a horse, but it's like a rolling thing, which they can, the child can, I guess, pump almost like a bicycle, and it can move, or maybe it's pushed, but it has larger wheels in the back, smaller ones in the front. Really cool. Got some damage. A corner is broken off, unfortunately, but it has the names given to Florence. This one, animals always sell really well. So, real photo of a dog. Somebody's dog's got a collar on it, standing in that wicker chair. People love animals. Here is the hunting crew here. You can see we've got 6 men, all with rifles. One dude, he's aiming right there. And they got a nice pitched tent behind them. So they have gone out and they are hunting out together. This one is unfortunately trimmed, so it's a smaller size, but I just found it interesting. I've never come across one. A real photo of pet rabbits in like a wooden cage there. You can see it is a postcard, but the top and the bottom have been trimmed, and I don't know if that was to fit in a particular album or why they would have done that. Again, a child with a really interesting contraption here, toy car type thing. Someone who would be interested in the last one with the child, I think, might be interested in that. Here's one of women posing underneath sort of a gable with flowers. I don't know if this is like a suffragette type situation, but we have a Cleveland, Ohio Cleveland pennant there. And so I'm not exactly sure. Cleveland, Ohio. So, it was printed by a photographer in Cleveland. You see that on the back, plus you see Cleveland on the front. So that helps as far as listing it. And then just a child on a large donkey in front of the house. Looking over again, we got that bummer. And so what happened, I guarantee you what happened was, in a lot of these old photo albums, they would fit them in the corners into paper slits. So they would fit them in. Somebody was just in a hurry to pull these out, and in pulling it, it just ripped off the corner that was stuck into the album, which is unfortunate because that definitely takes value away from it. Early type of train at Smith Creek, Dearborn, Michigan. So people who like trains, it's the Atlantic and Gulf Railroad, it says. So that's cool. I can put that in the title. Somebody might be interested. Here is one of just a couple getting married, which I think it's just cool to see the old outfits. Studio photograph. She's got her dress on and all of that. And he's got his little corsage on there. And then lastly, of the ones I pulled out that I think I can sell individually, here's a woman with a cat with a bunch of other people, and here is the cat by itself. So this would have been taken with a camera that took these small, square-sized frame photos, and then when they sent it off, they wanted to make a postcard, so they just made it to where they could fit 2 frames onto one postcard. And it has the names. Looks like the names of every person in that picture. I'm not going to bore you with going through every one of these, but these are ones that I'm going to sell in a large lot here together. And they definitely are interesting to see what people dressed like back in the day, the different types of clothing and hats and stuff, but none of these are really all that terribly unique or interesting. I mean, they are unique because they're individual, unique people. However, these are not the types of real photo postcards that typically sell real high. Just a basic pictures of family and children These are very much like cabinet cards, the same type of idea. And so you've got, you know, men and women just getting photos just to send to family. So not all of these are just of people. That's a cute one with a little child there. But most of these are just sort of like, almost like portraiture of just people in studios. Here's a mom in a rocking chair with a couple of children, a couple of guys together. And so these are all similar enough that if a person's interested in one of these, they might be interested in multiple ones. So I think it'll be cool. Send these up. Somebody will be happy with these. But you can see also, like, some of these have really big issues with condition. Corners broken, you know, various other things, water damage, bends. And, you know, in my listings when I'm selling, I oftentimes note that each card is going to be a little bit different. There may be some stains, some bends, some creases. That's an interesting, like a silver, it's almost like a fake plant there. Interesting. Here's another one. I had duplicates of this one. This is the one with the worst condition, so I'm putting it in the lot. And the other one I'm selling individually. Last one up today is my most recent Mucha card that came in. Really, really cool. You can see it's signed down at the bottom. Color lithograph with a woman kind of holding almost like grapes and various things. This is a little bit more it's small scale. It's a little bit more crude than a lot of his stuff. And you can see $18.99. It was signed. You can see we got some conditions issues on the corners. Clearly this was in some kind of photo album or a scrapbook. It was in the corners like that, and it faded based on being next to the paper or whatever else it was on. See, we got the old stamp here. $18.99. Really cool. This will be really good for my collection. I've been getting in about one a week lately. I'm sure I won't continue at that pace, but I wouldn't be upset if I did as well. Well, guys, thanks so much for stopping by today. We'll have a bunch more postcards for you next week.